Emma, at 28, was a master of the awkward moment, a queen of the everyday mishap. One hand usually held a soggy sandwich, the other perhaps a mismatched sock. Her frizzy hair had a mind of its own, and her humor was best appreciated by her cat, Mr. Whiskers. It had been a truly terrible day. She'd forgotten her lunch, spilled coffee on her boss twice, tripped over the printer cable, and, in a moment of pure desperation, accidentally sent an office-wide email with the subject line, "Help, how do I quit this job?" So, naturally, Emma came home, threw herself onto the couch, and let out a sigh so dramatic it could win awards. Her life felt like a never-ending loop of bad luck. Scrolling through YouTube for solace in cat videos, her finger slipped. Go live. For a few frozen seconds, Emma stared at the little red dot, horrified. People were joining. Comments popped up. She squeaked, realizing actual humans were watching her. Sweat dripped. I think I just went live by accident. Does anyone know how to turn this off? More comments poured in. Keep going. We're here now. Tell us something. With no other choice, Emma did the only thing that came naturally. She talked about movies. She rambled about a rom-com, critiquing everything from the unrealistic happy ending to the cheesy dialogue. For some reason, people stayed. She talked until her phone battery died. Plugging it back in, she was shocked thousands of views. Comments like, "You're hilarious," and "Can you do more reviews?" She blinked. Was this real? The next morning, Emma woke to a flood of notifications. Her inbox was full, and her subscriber count had soared from a humble 23, including her parents and Mr. Whiskers emailed to over 10,000. At breakfast, her best friend Lily, a bundle of hyperactive puppy energy, nearly spilled her smoothie. "You've gone viral? Do you know what this means?" Lily shrieked. Emma shook her head, still disbelieving. "That people are bored enough to watch me talk about movies." "No." Lily shouted. "It means you're a star. You need to make another video today?" Emma wasn't so sure. She'd always dreamed of being a movie critic, but on a real stage, not in her pajamas, through a grainy phone camera. Yet, there was something thrilling about it. People actually liked her for being herself, awkwardness and all. That afternoon, she recorded her second video, talking about her day, her obsession with 90s rom-coms, and why socks in bed were a crime against comfort. To her surprise, it blew up. Every day after work, Emma rushed home to record more. Mr. Whiskers became a regular guest star, his antics only making people love her more. Her channel grew faster than she could keep up, and she began to realize maybe, just maybe, she was good at this YouTube thing. Months passed, and Emma's channel soared. One evening, eating cereal for dinner again, her phone buzzed. An email from Matt, a ridiculously popular YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers. Matt was everything Emma wasn't: confident, charming, and incredibly good looking. He was known for his polished videos and smooth reviews. Loved your latest review. The email read, "Would you be interested in collaborating?" Emma nearly dropped her cereal. Collaborate with Matt. The Matt who could make anything sound interesting, even an instructional video on folding a towel. She immediately texted Lily, who responded within seconds, "OMG, yes! Say yes right now." Emma wasn't sure if she was ready. But what was the worst that could happen? She replied with a cautious, "Sure, let's do it." A week later, Emma and Matt met for a live stream collaboration. Things were going well until Matt suggested a quirky challenge reviewing a movie blindfolded. Emma, ever the awkward one, knocked over her drink, splashing it all over Matt's shirt. He laughed it off, but Emma was mortified. Still, their chemistry on camera was undeniable. The collab video went viral, and Emma's subscriber count skyrocketed even further. As Emma's popularity grew, so did her feelings for Matt. Late night video calls turned into flirty messages, and soon she found herself imagining meeting him in person. She was excited when he invited her to a YouTuber event in Los Angeles, a chance to meet fans, other creators, and finally see Matt. But the night before, scrolling through social media, she stumbled upon a live stream where Matt was talking to another YouTuber. "Yeah, she's pretty new to this," Matt said casually, "but her channel's blowing up, so it's good exposure for me." Emma's heart sank. Was that all she was to him? A way to boost his own channel? At the event, Emma couldn't shake the feeling of betrayal. When she finally met Matt in person, everything felt different. His smile didn't reach his eyes. The connection she thought they had seemed superficial. Instead of running away, though, Emma decided to confront her feelings. During a Q&A with her fans, she stood in front of the crowd and decided to be real. "I'm not an expert. I'm just the girl who started this whole thing by accident," she admitted. "I never thought I'd be standing here, but here I am, awkward, spilling drinks, and trying to figure it all out." The crowd cheered, and for the first time, Emma felt a sense of belonging. She didn't need to be perfect. She just needed to be herself. Backstage, Matt approached her. "Emma, I didn't mean what you heard." Emma crossed her arms. "Then what did you mean?" Well, at first it was about the exposure, sure," he admitted. "But then I got to know you. You're more than just a collab partner." Emma didn't know what to believe, but deep down, she knew one thing. She was done pretending to be something she wasn't for anyone. In the weeks that followed, Emma decided to take her channel in a new direction. She didn't want to just review movies. She wanted to talk about life, awkward moments, and all the hilarious, messy things in between. Her subscribers loved the change, and her community became more like a family. As for Matt, he kept messaging her, trying to prove that he cared about more than just the business side of things. Slowly, Emma allowed herself to believe that maybe people could change. Maybe their connection wasn't perfect, but it was real. One evening, as Emma sat down to record another video, Mr. Whiskers curled up in her lap, purring contentedly. She smiled at the camera, knowing that no matter where this journey took her, she'd stay true to herself. "Hey, guys," she said. "Today's video is about one thing: being yourself. Because, trust me, that's the only way to find your real happy ending." Emma was sitting on her couch one lazy Sunday, thinking about how far she'd come. She loved talking about movies, sure, but lately she wanted more. Something that could mix her love for movies, humor, and real life. Suddenly, a crazy idea popped into her head. Why not start reviewing life itself? Forget movies, she could start vlogging the weird, awkward, and sometimes wonderful things that happened in her day to day life. She could do episodes on things like how not to embarrass yourself at a job interview or the art of saying no to pushy relatives. Excited, she jumped off the couch, her heart racing with new possibilities. It wasn't just about being funny anymore. It was about connecting with her audience in a way that made them feel less alone in their daily struggles. Emma was sure of it. This was the next step. She grabbed her camera and started recording the first episode of her new series, Life According to Emma. The day I almost set my kitchen on fire. The episode started innocently enough. Emma stood in her kitchen, confidently announcing she was going to make her famous, not really famous lasagna. But things quickly spiraled out of control. First, she realized she didn't have any pasta sauce. Then, while attempting to make her own from scratch, she accidentally added cinnamon instead of paprika. By the time she tried to salvage the situation, the whole kitchen smelled like Christmas. And not in a good way. Mr. Whiskers watched from the corner, giving her a look that seemed to say, "You've really outdone yourself this time." But the real disaster came when Emma somehow managed to set the oven mitt on fire. Panicking, she grabbed the mitt and flung it into the sink, soaking herself in the process. It was a chaotic mess, and she captured it all on camera. When the video went live, people couldn't stop laughing. Comments flooded in like, "This is the content I signed up for," and "Emma, you're the realest YouTuber out there." Her little disaster had turned into her most popular video yet. Emma realized that her authenticity, failures and all, was what kept people coming back for more. Despite her success, something had been bugging Emma. She couldn't shake the feeling she had for Matt. Even though she wasn't sure if he really cared or if it was just the thrill of YouTube fame that connected them. They still texted every day. But there was something different in the way he messaged now, something more genuine. One Friday night, after another successful video release, Matt called her. "Hey, Emma, there's something I need to tell you." Emma's heart skipped a beat. Was this it? Was he going to tell her he had feelings for her? Or worse, that it was all just business? "I know I've been kind of distant lately," Matt continued, "but I've been doing a lot of thinking. I don't just like working with you. I actually like you. For real?" Emma felt her face flush. "Wait, what? I know it sounds crazy, but I miss you. I want to see you, and not just for a collab." She didn't know what to say. Part of her wanted to jump for joy, but the other part was skeptical. Was this real? She decided to take a chance. "Okay," she said, her voice soft but determined. "Let's meet up. Just you and me." The next weekend, Emma flew out to Los Angeles to meet Matt. They had planned a fun, low-key day exploring the city, but things didn't go quite as planned. First, Emma's flight was delayed, and by the time she landed, she was starving. When they met at a cute outdoor cafe, she was too hungry to focus on the conversation and accidentally ordered the spiciest item on the menu. Tears streamed down her face as she tried to make small talk, and Matt couldn't stop laughing. He found it adorable, but Emma felt like she was blowing her chance to be cool. Then, while walking along Venice Beach, Emma got a sunburn. Despite slathering on sunscreen, her fair skin turned a bright shade of red, making her look like a lobster. But instead of feeling embarrassed, she laughed it off, and so did Matt. For the first time in a long while, Emma let herself relax. She realized she didn't need to impress anyone, especially Matt. The day might have been filled with little mishaps, but it was also filled with real, genuine moments. And that's what mattered. The days after her trip to Los Angeles were a whirlwind. Emma's channel was growing faster than she could have ever dreamed. Brands were reaching out to collaborate, and her email inbox was overflowing. But despite the opportunities, Emma felt like she needed to do something more meaningful with her platform. One night, after a long conversation with Lily, who had always been her #1 cheerleader, Emma had an idea. She would start a campaign encouraging people to share their own awkward, funny, or motivational stories. It wasn't just about being a YouTuber anymore. It was about building a community where everyone could feel accepted. No matter how messy their lives were, Emma decided to take a risk. She recorded a heartfelt video talking about her own insecurities, the time she felt like quitting, and how much her audience had changed her life. She invited people to share their stories using the hashtag #ReelIfWithEmma. To her amazement, the campaign exploded. Thousands of people from all over the world began sharing their own stories of failure, resilience, heartbreak, and hope. Emma's channel wasn't just about her anymore. It was about everyone. Just as things were reaching new heights, Emma received a call from her boss at her day job. "Emma, we need to talk," he said in his usual stern tone. Her stomach dropped. Was she about to get fired? She had been juggling her full-time job and YouTube for months, and it was starting to take a toll. Maybe she had missed one too many deadlines. But what her boss said next completely surprised her. "We've been following your YouTube success, and we think it's time for you to make a decision. We want to offer you a promotion, but you'll have to focus all your energy here. No more YouTube." Emma was speechless. This was the moment she had been waiting for, validation from her job, a step up the career ladder. But the idea of giving up YouTube, where she had built a community and found her true passion, felt wrong. That night, she sat down with a cup of tea, staring at the two paths in front of her: stability and security at her job, or the wild, unpredictable world of YouTube. She didn't sleep at all. The next morning, Emma made her decision. With a mix of fear and excitement, she called her boss. "I'm sorry, but I have to follow my heart," she said. "I'm choosing YouTube." For the first time in her life, Emma felt completely in control. She was going to dedicate herself to creating content full-time, to inspiring others, and to living the life she had always dreamed of, awkward moments and all. And as for Matt, he was there every step of the way, cheering her on, proving that maybe, just maybe, love and career could go hand in hand after all. The morning after Emma quit her job, she felt a mix of liberation and fear. No more daily grind, no more staring at spreadsheets, and no more endless meetings. But now her future was entirely in her hands. As she sipped her morning coffee, she realized she had to make every day count. The first few weeks were exciting. Emma was finally able to dedicate all her time to her channel. She began experimenting with new ideas, cooking challenges, travel vlogs, even pranking her friends, especially Lily, who was an easy target. Her audience loved it, and her subscriber count started growing at an incredible rate. Matt, as always, was her biggest cheerleader, showing up in some of her videos, offering creative input, and making her laugh when she was stressed. But as her channel grew, so did the pressures that came with it. Soon, Emma found herself juggling sponsorships, collaborations, and the constant need to produce fresh content. What had once been fun was starting to feel like a job again. Only now there was no escape. She didn't want to let her audience down, but the pressure was real. One day, after filming a particularly exhausting episode where she attempted and failed to make a souffle, Emma sat on the kitchen floor, feeling defeated. "Is this really what I want?" she muttered to herself. Just then, Matt called. "Hey, how's my favorite YouTube star? I don't feel like much of a star today. I'm exhausted, Matt. I'm scared I'm going to burn out." "Come on, you're just tired. You've been going nonstop for weeks. How about you take a break? Let's go somewhere." Emma hesitated. She didn't want to lose momentum, but maybe Matt was right. Maybe she needed to breathe. The next day, Matt showed up at Emma's door with a bag packed and a grin on his face. "We're going on a road trip," he announced. "You're getting out of this house if I have to drag you." At first, Emma protested, but within an hour, they were on the road, windows down, blasting music, and singing at the top of their lungs. It felt like the old days, no worries, no responsibilities, just fun. They stopped at random diners, took pictures at cheesy roadside attractions, and spent hours talking about everything from their future dreams to their most embarrassing moments. It was the break Emma needed. For the first time in weeks, she felt like herself again, laughing until her stomach hurt, getting lost in new places, and forgetting about YouTube for a little while. But there was also something more. The chemistry between Emma and Matt had always been there, but now, without the distractions of work or their online personas, it was undeniable. Sitting by a campfire on their last night of the trip, Matt looked at her with a seriousness she hadn't seen before. "Emma, I've been thinking," he started. "I don't want to just be your business partner. I want to be more. I want us to be more." Emma's heart raced. She had always known there was something special between them, but hearing him say it out loud made it real. "I feel the same way," she whispered, feeling the warmth of the fire and the fluttering in her chest. Matt smiled, reaching for her hand. "So what do you say? Want to give this a shot?" Emma grinned. "I think we've been os for a while now, but yes, let's make it official." Returning home after the road trip, everything felt different for Emma. Not only was she refreshed and motivated again, but now she had a new relationship to nurture. Being with Matt made everything feel more exciting, but it also brought new challenges. For one, their relationship was public now, and Emma's fans had opinions. Some people shipped them hard, leaving comments like, "Emma floss Matt Pagoles." But others weren't so kind. One troll commented, "I bet this is just for views. They're totally faking it." At first, Emma tried to ignore the negativity, But it started to get under her skin. Do people really think we're faking it? She asked Matt one night, scrolling through the comments. Matt shrugged. People will always have something to say. The important thing is that we know what's real. Emma knew he was right, but it didn't make the comments sting any less. She realized that being in the public eye meant she'd have to learn to brush off the haters and focus on what really mattered: her relationship, her channel, and her happiness. Months passed and life was good. Emma's channel continued to grow, and she was finally getting the hang of balancing her work and personal life. She and Matt were stronger than ever, and she couldn't imagine her life without him. One sunny afternoon, they were filming a casual vlog at a park, just a fun, light-hearted video about their favorite childhood memories. But as the day went on, Emma noticed that Matt seemed unusually quiet, almost nervous. After they finished filming, Matt took her hand and led her to a secluded spot under a big oak tree. Emma, there's something I've been wanting to ask you, he said, his voice a little shaky. Emma's heart pounded. Was this it? Was he really about to? Before she could finish the thought, Matt got down on one knee, pulling out a small velvet box. Emma, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. You make me laugh, you inspire me, and you make me want to be a better person. Will you marry me? Tears welled up in Emma's eyes as she nodded, unable to speak. She had always imagined this moment, but it was even more perfect than she had dreamed. Yes, she finally managed to say, her voice barely a whisper. 1,000 times yes! As they kissed, the world seemed to melt away. It didn't matter what people thought or how hard the journey had been. All that mattered was that they were together. The wedding was a small, intimate affair held at a beautiful garden venue, surrounded by their closest friends and family. It wasn't the glamorous, over-the-top wedding that YouTube stars were known for, but that's exactly how Emma wanted it. Lily was her maid of honor, of course, and made a hilarious speech that had everyone in stitches. Mr. Whiskers even made an appearance wearing a tiny tux, much to the delight of the guests. As Emma stood at the altar, looking into Matt's eyes, she felt an overwhelming sense of peace. This was her life, messy, unpredictable, filled with laughter, love, and more than a few bumps along the way. But it was hers, and she wouldn't change a thing. After the wedding, Emma and Matt decided to take a break from the YouTube grind and travel the world for a few months. They vlogged bits and pieces of their journey, but mostly they just lived in the moment, exploring new places, eating amazing food, and enjoying each other's company. When they finally returned home, Emma felt more inspired than ever. She had learned so much about herself, about love, and about what truly mattered in life. Her channel wasn't just about entertainment anymore. It was about connection, about helping others see the beauty in their own messy lives. She started a new series called The Real Life Diaries, where people shared their own personal stories of triumph, failure, love, and everything in between. It quickly became her most popular series yet, and Emma felt more fulfilled than ever. As for her and Matt, they continued to grow together, supporting each other through the ups and downs of life, love, and YouTube fame. And though their journey was far from over, they knew one thing for sure: whatever came next, they would face it together.